I suppose if there was a tough matchup for Auburn basketball over the last few years, it would be Texas A&M. They've beaten us 5 out of the last 6 times we've played them. They've beaten us 2 out of the last 3 times we played here at Neville. The only time we beat them was when Walker Kessler blocked about 10 shots, and College Game Day was in the house for an outlive game. They beat us in the SEC tournament, which the year we won the regular season championship, and so they've clearly had our number. Buzz Williams does a great job, and he's outcoached me in our matchups, and that's going to happen once in a while, I guess. They are, Wade Taylor is, preseason player of the year. He had 34 against the best defensive team in the country in Houston. So he's capable, every possession, any possession. Radford had 30-something in here on us a year ago, and we couldn't keep him out of the paint. And we sent this team to the foul line 63 times last year, including 38 or 39 at Texas A&M. So we fouled them too much trying to guard them. We got to improve on that. And I haven't even gotten to where they're really good yet. And that is they're the best offensive rebounding team in the country. And historically, if they continue at this pace, they're rebounding 45 to 46% of their misses. That means roughly half the time they shoot, they go get it. Half the time they miss a free throw, they go get it. Now, they're physical to a fault, and they're physical. So we're going to have to be able to play through contact, all kinds of contact. But we'll be ready.
Yes, Bruce. What is it about Texas A&M or their game plan against you guys that has given you so much trouble? You feel like in 5 of those last 6 games.
I just probably just kind of went through that. Coleman, averages 4 offensive rebounds a game. So he's hard to keep off the boards. So they do. I think they do a great job knowing that Taylor and Radford are going to be extremely aggressive, and they know those guys are going to get their share of shots up. So they know when they're going to shoot it. The other thing Texas A&M does a nice job of too is they mix up their defenses. They use some pressure. They use some zone. They run a switching man-to-man. They rotate over on penetration. So I would say one of the things that would make Texas A&M so effective since Buzz came in the league is Tennessee plays a little bit like they do some things that are similar to Tennessee, but I think like us, not everybody plays the way they play. I don't think everybody plays the way we play, and I think that's one of the things that has been an advantage for us. Why we're tough. I'd like to try to think that we're a tough scout. That's one of the reasons why I think Texas A&M has been so good.
You mentioned last week about your point guards being smaller, maybe more inexperienced, and kind of thus more of a target defensively. It seemed like they did a pretty good job against Arkansas, but now you get Wade Taylor coming in against them. How do they handle that matchup?
Yeah, Wade Taylor and Radford. Both of them, and both have gone off on us, and both have gone off this year. Texas A&M had, they've got some really good wins like Ohio State, Iowa State. And their losses up until Saturday, 4-6 to Houston. Memphis is a loss. They Virginia, they got it, and Florida Atlantic. So the 4 losses they have are, a couple of former Final Four teams, and Houston and Memphis. Now, the loss to LSU is a game they got to get back because obviously they're picked second in LSU. LSU did get a couple teams in our league got very important players eligible when the NCAA or the courts decided to allow people that were ineligible based on their transfer status become eligible. And the kid Cook, who we recruited out of Tulane, but we're told not to take him because he was a 2-time transfer.
Bruce, I know Texas A&M, obviously, you talked about their offensive rebounding, but this year, this is shaping up to be, in your tenure, the best defensive rebounding team you've had. What do you think is the reason for that about this collection of guys that's been able to do it?
Well, if we are, it's because it's been a focus. And the difference, for example, between say Arkansas and Texas A&M, we put a body on Arkansas and we were able to hold them out. We can put a body on Texas A&M and they're going to run right through us. They're going to take us with 2 hands and just shove us underneath the basket. So we'll check out. That'll just be the beginning of the party.
Bruce, I know y'all trying to keep it a secret. Do you have maybe a little teaser for the shirts that you got shown at practice for the game?
I don't know. I saw the shirt a couple days ago, and I'm not big on that stuff because I like to have the attention be on the student athletes. But I thought it was a pretty cool shirt. Now there are a bunch of pictures of me. I would have loved to have had a picture of me pre-beard and dark hair. Because I still remember those days. I came to Auburn. That's what coaches, we age in doggy years. You understand that, don't you? We age 7 years at a time. So I've actually been the coach here 63 years.
You coached 30 years, right?
29. Yeah.
210 years old is what you're saying. Is that right?
What's that now?
Is my math right?
If you've coached 30 years and you do your dog year math, you've coached for 210 years.
Yeah, that's, I guess, I don't know. How many years have I coached?
29.
Been head coach?
Almost 30.
29 right now? Okay.
More than that, obviously, as an assistant.
Yeah.
Some of the guys were talking before the Arkansas game that they were taking that matchup personally because of how that series had gone recently. Do you feel the same vibe about this game? And do you feel like they responded well in terms of, obviously they did in that win?
Look, I hope we do in the sense that, look, Texas A&M's won in here twice in the last 4 or 5 years, right? I mean, they ended our 28-game home win streak. We Gonzaga had lost like a few days beforehand, and we actually held on to the record for not long. So, I mean, Texas A&M's just had their way with us. And so we have great respect for them. And there's no, not a lot of it, I would say, animosity. When we went to Arkansas, last time we were in Arkansas, we had the best team in the country. And, we got beat at the late and we played really well. We played well at Arkansas. So, but obviously, the court storming and stuff like that, you just don't, obviously, you're human. You remember.
Shifting gears, Bruce, I wanted to ask about the walk-ons, the scout team that you have. What do you look at in terms of traits for these guys when you're adding them, hopefully to have them for 3 or 4 years for you?
Well, I mean, one of the things that we actually did this year, too, is AD was somebody that we recruited, and we were really honest with him, knowing that, hey, look, there are 4 frontline guys here that are probably, ahead of you. But, we think you got a chance to be really good and work on your game, work on your body, and so on and so forth. And so we really recruited him knowing that he might come in as a backup to a backup, and therefore how important is he in practice. And one of the reasons why I did it was to help me develop Janai and Dylan. in the sense that every day they got to go against a Division I scholarship player who's got some athleticism. So he's important. We use Lior during the course of the week on that team because it lets Lior get reps, but he'll be the other team's best player in practice a couple days a week. And so, Lior is so bright, he's able to, still stay and study what we do. A lot of players, if you had them play on the scout team, they couldn't remember what plays we were running. And so that's just not been the case for Lior. And then, having Jalen Harper and his speed, quickness, and athleticism, he's got the speed and quickness and athleticism of an SEC guard. So that quickness, it really helps us. And then Blake, just a freshman, and Carter, who's a senior. Those are the top 5 guys. That's right, probably the top 5 guys. We've got a couple others too, but you put those 5 guys out there, they can run some stuff. They can play. And so as a result, I don't have to go best on best in season ever. And it's been a huge part of our program and our development and what we believe in. Of course, not that these guys do it for that reason, but I've put a scholarship. I put a scholarship on a walk-on almost every year since I've been here at Auburn, and I'll continue to do that. Reward those guys. Those guys have a lot to do. If they have a good, like today, we're playing Texas A&M today. When you play on Saturday in the league and you travel Saturday night, man, it's hard to have a real hard practice on Sunday. It just is hard. So we worked out yesterday. We did what we needed to do. But today, the day before the game, especially with an 8 o'clock game Tuesday, we'll go today. And we'll play against Texas A&M today. And these guys will do the best they can to expose us.